Good morning, everybody. Borodara, and thank you very much for inviting me today. I'm still really thinking about the last presentation, which was very inspirational. So I'm Hare. I'm one of the directors of Innovations in Dementia, which is a small not-for-profit organisation which covers the whole of the UK. And I'm speaking to you from the Outer Hebrides today. So hello. I'm going to talk to you about Dementia Craftivists, which is a very small project which started during the COVID, so just about a year ago today. And we became aware that many of the people with dementia that we knew were starting to go back to some of the crafts that they used to make, or indeed learn new skills in order to get them through these difficult times. So we received a small amount of funding from the Lottery Communities Fund to help coordinate and connect these people and to see what could be offered around crafts and craftivism. We didn't want to take over what was happening. It was very much about enabling and supporting. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about some of the things that have happened during the past year. So Dementia Craftivism is really about people who are living with dementia using their creations to make supportive and enjoyable links across their communities. And our project is all about the pride in creating something yourself from scratch. That could be knitting or painting, song or playwriting, poetry, woodwork, or much more. And at the same time, people have been sending, if they so choose, their own messages to others. And here in this slide, you can see a few of the messages that they've been sending. And in this way, the project can be seen as a very kind of democratic process of gentle protest, sorry. On the left, you can see a face mask, which was made by Gail, where she's embroidered the logo that comes up on our yellow I Want to Speak cards. And then below that, you can see one square of the Deep blanket, which has been made by lots of different participants and members of the Deep network. On the right, you can see Chris on the south coast of England, who painted lots of poppy pebbles for Remembrance Sunday, and she left them at various points on the beach and the pier for people to find. And then on the bottom right, you can find a little bag of hope with a rainbow of hope that was crocheted by Agnes up in Scotland. So lovely things. Everything came from people's own heads and their own ideas. And we created a label in discussion with them, which they could put on their crafts or not if they didn't choose to do so. So what the Craftivists told us was that in sharing the things they've been producing with the wider world, they felt they were demonstrating the talents and skills and resilience of themselves and other people with dementia. So the overarching message, I suppose, is we can do it. Oop. Where am I? Sorry, I've gone right on to the wrong slide. Okay, sorry about that. One of the other things that some of the Craftivists were doing completely off their own bat was sending some of the things that they made to others to really pass on hope. And sometimes they knew that somebody was having a bit of a difficult time or was poorly or was finding the whole lockdown very difficult emotionally. So they would pop their gifts into the post and send them on to each other. And some of them sent us photos as well. So here on the left, you can see Vari, who's been losing her sight sadly in the last year. And she received a little bag of hope from Agnes. And then you can also see a happy bag. I think that one was produced by Gail. You can see George on the top right, who took up wood carving and produced lots of lovely carvings, which he sent on to people, including me. And here's one of a daffodil, which he sent to one of his Welsh friends. And there's Dory also with her bag of hope. So a lovely idea, and it has really meant so much to all the different people involved. One of the other lovely things that has evolved is that people have realized that they've got skills that others don't necessarily have, and they've volunteered to help share those skills in different ways. And our job is simply to enable that to happen, often through Zoom sessions. We've set up, but they have facilitated and really led themselves. And again, they've just been a lovely way of connecting and helping people to realize that they can do a lot more than they actually thought they could do. So on the right, we've got a Zoom screenshot of a watercolor course that Francis ran. And it's amazing. People were really thrilled with the things that they produced, not only in the sessions, but between the sessions, and then we'd show each other the next time, all very proudly. And Francis put together packs for everybody who was going to be involved and posted them out to them so they didn't have a problem of not being able to find paintbrushes or paints, etc. We've had some other lovely courses on wood crafting and card making and creating leaf impressions in clay. And on the left, you can see a photo of a small project that we started up in partnership with Napa and with a little bit of funding from the RAIN Foundation. And these were simply 5 sessions that were run between the Craftivists and and 5 different care homes across the UK, all run by Zoom, with a lot of help from the care home staff, obviously. But the Craftivists would share their skills. In this case, I think this is a card making session over Zoom. And the connections that were made were absolutely lovely. Absolutely lovely. And we're going to be producing some resources showing the outputs and also the outcomes in terms of pleasure and connections. We've had a lot of testimonies from people that Craftivism has been giving their lives meaning during this difficult year. And that feels very important in these times. Here are just a few of the quotes. Jackie Bingham says, "I found it really helped to calm me. I gained confidence and I started to experiment with other different mediums and just really having fun." And Dory, Teresa Davis said, "It just shows you what people can do." She was particularly proud of the way that her painting and drawing has developed, really from nothing into something of which she's very proud. And finally, there's Agnes Houston from Scotland, who spent actually the whole year shielding, often in her own bed, alone in her home, but joining in these sessions. And she said it's created and stimulated and opened up a whole new world for me. So I'm now hopefully going to hand over to the Craftivists, and we're going to play a short 5-minute film in which you'll hear their voices talking about what the little project has meant to them.
And I used to say, I'm not doing that. I hate card crafting. Well, Gail, you've completely turned around my idea of card crafting, because I'm loving it.
Because you just get lost. It's something that you design and you achieve it yourself. You design it yourself, and it's a big achievement when you do it.
But I didn't know where to start on my own. So the fact that you sent us the packs with everything in, it's now given me ideas so that I can do it on my own.
There was something about doing it together.
Yeah.
That made it special. And then making your mistake and feeling safe enough to be able to say, oh my, look what I've done. And then someone will come up, like say Stephen, and say, yeah, but I done that, but this is how I solved it.
I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. Seeing everybody, so nice.
Thank you. This has been such good fun. Absolutely loved it. And the results are really surprisingly wonderful. I say surprisingly because I'm a bit of a, you know, cat-handed thing with all the glue and what have you.
I think our cards look even better than some of the professional ones you can buy in the
Yeah.
shops that are handmade.
Yeah.
No, mine don't.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. I've seen them, they do.
I love crafting, but I'm not very good at it. I'm thinking, you know, I'm not sure I can really pull this off, but thank you that we can come up with satisfying results at the end of it.
And who would have thought we could have made a card from a plaster?
Yes.
It's really opened my eyes. But like I say, I started off with watercolors, which Francis knows. It's
Yeah.
yeah, I'm really good at it. Really like that. And this card making is really took off as well. I mean, I never thought 7 years ago that I'd be doing something like this. How can I put it? It's what we all love to do, I think.
I always thought you had to be born with this skill. But what Francis said is it's like everything else. There's techniques in an art and you can do it. And that amazed me, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I've already been talking to others and encouraging others. Look, if I can do this, and encouraging others to take up their brushes and their art materials and give it a go themselves. And they've fed back that they've found it very that it reduces stress in themselves and gives them such good feelings.
We all need a purpose in life, and this gives us a purpose, and it gives us enjoyment and satisfaction. So it's things that make you feel better about yourself. And I've found that I suffer with anxiety, and it's certainly lowered my anxiety levels.
I think these card crafting sessions and watercolor, it's good. It settles your mind, doesn't it?
It made such a difference to lockdown. Really has.
People with dementia can still learn new things.
For me, it was trying to prove to people that even if you've never done something before, that you can learn something and you get a lot from it, whether it be just a simple craft or something that's a little bit harder to do. But I think when everybody comes together, it makes people realise that, yes, we can still do things.
Well, thank you very much, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm seeing some very positive and encouraging messages. So thank you for that. Just to say that the Craftivism project will go on. It's a very inclusive project and a very responsive project. So everybody can be involved. If you've got an idea how you'd like to be involved, wherever you are in the UK or beyond, and you know, we'll try and make that happen. If you've got any funding or ideas for collaboration, that would be even better, because we're doing it all on a bit of a shoestring. Have a look at our website that you can see there, because what we've done there is to showcase all the different things that people have made. And we've also got quite a lot of little films and dementia diaries where they tell us about what the project has meant to them. There's a Twitter hashtag as well, Dementia Craftivists, not Craftivism. and there's my email as well. So we'd love to hear you. And I think I'm going to leave that at that. Thank you so much, everybody.